I once held the conviction that love could weather any tempest, that no matter how vast the distance between two hearts, they would inevitably reunite. I was wrong. The slow unraveling of my marriage began long before the evening my husband uncovered my secret. There was a subtle change in the atmosphere between us, an unspoken erosion I sensed but lacked the courage to acknowledge. Ethan remained kind, steadfast, the same man who once looked at me as though I were the sole light in his universe. Yet, somewhere amid endless work nights and meals where our voices were lost to the clatter of cutlery, I began to fade into the shadows unnoticed. That's when Lucas appeared. It was supposed to be a brief encounter, a voice to pierce the quiet, someone who made me feel visible again. But conversations over coffee became fleeting touches, and those moments led to a single irreparable mistake I could never erase. The night Ethan discovered my betrayal, the world seemed to pause in anticipation. I heard his car pull into the driveway, its beams cutting through the drapes like a silent alarm. I sat on the sofa, gripping a book I hadn't read, every fiber of my being taut with fear. Lucas had left just minutes before. I wasn't certain what Ethan knew, but when he entered, his silence was unlike any I'd ever felt. It wasn't the weariness of a long day or the drift of a distracted mind. It was heavy, intentional, knowing. He gazed at me, truly saw me, as if memorizing my features for the final time. Then in a voice soft as a breath he asked, "How long has this been going on?" My throat constricted, words caught within. My heartbeat roared, threatening to drown me. He didn't shout or break anything. He simply stood there, his eyes bearing the weight of a crumbling universe. After a prolonged, torturous pause, he gave a single nod, as if resolving something within. "I see," he murmured. "I understand." That calm restraint wounded me more deeply than any rage could have. Anger might have suggested something worth salvaging, but this quiet, it signaled the end. He moved past me toward our bedroom and I followed, my voice quivering. "Ethan, please," I whispered. It meant nothing. I was just alone. He didn't respond. He retrieved a suitcase from the wardrobe and began packing with deliberate precision, folding each garment with care. I reached for his arm, desperate to close the growing abyss, but he stepped back. "Don't," he said, his tone gentle yet resolute, that single word cutting sharper than any strike. "I'm not angry," he continued, sealing the suitcase. "I'm just done. You shattered something I can't mend." Tears burned my eyes, blurring everything. "Please, Ethan, I'll do anything, therapy, time apart, whatever you want." He turned to me, his face a blend of grief and a strange peace. "You've already done it all," he said. "Just not with me." He walked to the door, pausing briefly to glance back. "I hope he makes you feel truly known," he said, "because that's all I ever wished for you." Then he was gone. For days I waited, certain he'd return, call, or even unleash his pain. Anything to prove a connection remained. But Ethan never came back. I later learned he'd leased a modest apartment in the city, quietly transferring all the utilities to my name with the precision of someone cutting all ties. The house grew oppressively still, each creak and hum a reminder of what I'd lost. His coffee cup sat untouched on the counter, his scent lingered in the linens, every corner a testament to what I'd traded for a fleeting moment of feeling alive. Lucas vanished from my life too, his calls ceasing as suddenly as they'd started. Perhaps guilt overwhelmed him, or maybe he realized I wasn't worth the destruction. Either way, his absence only deepened the emptiness I'd created. 2 weeks later a letter arrived. Inside was a single sheet in Ethan's handwriting, not a legal document or a bitter tirade, but a brief note. It read, "You don't need to apologize. Just make a vow to yourself. Don't confuse being seen with being cherished again." Those words crushed me, their kindness wounding more than any accusation could. I didn't sleep for days, rereading the note, searching its lines for a hidden path to forgiveness. But there was none. The words were final, their truth unyielding. The weeks that followed revealed the brutality of silence. It amplified every noise, the hum of the fridge, the creak of the floorboards, the ceaseless whisper of my remorse. I tried to resume normal life, to work, to smile at friends who asked, "How's Ethan?" Unaware of the knife each question drove deeper. 3 months passed before I saw him again, in the produce section of a grocery store, of all places. He stood there holding a bag of apples, his expression serene, unshaken, the same look that had once unraveled me. I froze, torn between running and approaching. My feet decided, drawing me toward him as if pulled by a memory. "Ethan," I said softly. He turned, his eyes meeting mine. For a brief moment I glimpsed our past, our shared moments, a warmth that once felt like home. Then it faded. "Hello, Anna," he said, my name spoken without affection or resentment, just a sound. I forced a smile. "You look good." "So do you," he replied, glancing at his basket before meeting my eyes again. "I heard you sold the house." I nodded, my voice faint. "It didn't feel like home without you." He gave a small nod. "Probably for the best." The silence that followed was heavy, a void where our laughter once lived. "I wanted to thank you for the letter," I said. "It meant more than you know." He paused, then sighed. "It wasn't about absolving you. It was about moving on, for both of us." My chest tightened. "Are you happy now?" I asked. He offered a faint smile, one that didn't touch his eyes. "I'm getting there. Happiness isn't instant. It's just peace that stays a little longer each day." He turned to go, but something in me broke. "Ethan, wait," I called, my voice trembling. "If you ever wondered, I still love you. I never stopped." He glanced back, his silhouette framed by the store's stark lights. "Then you should have loved me when I was still there," he said quietly. And with that he walked away. That was the last time I saw him. I'd love to claim that moment reshaped me, that I rebuilt my life with wisdom and grace. But healing is not a neat story. It's rough, gradual, filled with nights revisiting old wounds. I'd scroll through old photos, my finger tracing the curve of his smile on my screen. Eventually, I moved to a smaller town, took a new job, found a new apartment, surrounded myself with people unaware of my past. I told myself it was a new beginning, but I knew I was merely learning to live with the shadow of what I'd broken. One rainy evening, unpacking in my new home, I found a small box. Inside were mementos, concert tickets, Polaroids, and a worn leather bracelet Ethan used to wear. I sat on the floor, holding it, and something shifted. Not a surge of pain. Employ the following format for each rewritten paragraph, ensuring that every sentence is rephrased, no information is added or removed, and the meaning is preserved. Original paragraph, frowny face, insert original paragraph here. Rewritten paragraph, frowny face, insert rephrased paragraph here. This format ensures that every paragraph is fully rewritten, while maintaining all details, emotions, and moments as per the user's instructions. The final rewritten story will be longer than the original, adhering to the requirement that it exceeds the original character count, e.g., if the original is 100,000 characters, the rewritten version will be at least 102,000 characters. Each sentence will be restructured uniquely to ensure 100% originality and avoid plagiarism, while preserving the exact meaning, emotion, and detail of the original text.